Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to Never Mind the Buy Box. My name is Natalie Cromie, and today I am joined by a man on a mission. Oh, whoops. Did you hear that? I just dropped something. Sorry. I'll start again. I am joined by a man on the mission today. I am joined by seven-figure seller Ahmed, who is going to be, he's going to be talking to us about a few kind of disruptive things that he's been doing in the Amazon selling space over the last few months. So we're going to be chatting through things to do with repricing and things like that. But anyway, welcome, Ahmed. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
Hi, Natalie. Thanks for inviting me. It's really my pleasure. I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very well, thank you. So, for anyone that's joining us via Facebook, if you could just let us know if you can see and hear us okay. For anyone that is trying to join via YouTube, hopefully you found us on Facebook because we have stopped the live feed on YouTube now, and this will go out as a replay on Nevermind the Buy Box YouTube and also Nevermind the Buy Box podcast as well. So I don't need to ask if you're seeing us and hearing us okay on YouTube because we're simply not there at the moment. But if you're watching us on YouTube, hello, future Natalie. Hello, future Ahmed. You're catching us on a replay. So try not to ask any, questions. They won't be answered live. Hi, guys. Right. Let's say hello to everyone, all loud and clear. Appreciate it. Patrick's joined us. Brilliant. I'm really glad because I know, Patrick, you normally watch via YouTube, so you found us okay. So I'm really pleased about that. We've got Yo, we've got Paulina, we've got Matt's joined us as well. Richard, someone says, hi, Natalie and Ahmad. For those who I'm not sure. I'm not sure who that is. I was just about to say, for those of you who are observant, you will notice that my background is slightly different today. Because I have been I was gonna say I've been forced up here. That's a bit harsh. I'm up at the warehouse today because we are finally having the Elon Musk Starlink internet fixed at home, and we was a little bit unsure as to whether or not at what time it would be done. And I didn't want to, disrupt the live stream. So yeah, this is my office up here. Well, it's Matt's office really. I'm kind of like taking over it for today. So yeah, this is the office. These are all the boxes. These are all the excess stock. Here's my corner of shame behind me. And as we can see, Ahmed's joined by his friends Peter Rabbit and Peppa Pig. There they are.
Left.
Love it. Love it. Your background is better than mine, for sure. Your background is better than mine. Brilliant. Cindy says, afternoon, tea and toast, and an ecom live. Love it, love it. So we're going to dive into it, guys. We're going to get into it quickly because, like I said, Ahmed is a man on a mission. He's on a one-man crusade to restore order to the repricing world when it comes to restoring profits and margins and things like that. And we are all very grateful because, Ahmed, you're doing a lot of hard work on the rest of our behalves in your testing and your strategies. But before we dive into that, a lot's changed since we spoke to you last. Oh, Cindy, I love that. Look at that. Ahmed, the repricing police, for sure. Actually, just let's just make this clear, guys. By the way, we are not talking about, spoiler alert, disclaimer alert, we are not talking about any type of price fixing or anything like this. We're talking about selling and strategy. How you choose to price your products is entirely up to you. We're not talking about collaborating on pricing or anything like that. Nothing to do with that. It's how we can best maximize the margins through the products that we're selling and selling strategy. So just want to make that clear beforehand. But Ahmed, since we caught up with you last, a lot's changed, right? You were the busiest man I knew in terms of family, work, seven-figure selling, but things have calmed down slightly in one respect, and you've taken the leap. You've taken the leap of faith, and you have gone from employee to employer in terms of full-time entrepreneur. How has that been? has it been good? Has it been what you've expected? And why was it the need to happen?
Yeah, actually, it's amazing. It's amazing. I remember when we had the last chat. You asked me why you're not going full time. Then I told you, kids, expenses. But I think it was a bit of fear inside me. Leaving a well-paid job, very demanding one, and just doing Amazon, and it was a bit of fear. But I said I had enough, and I had a visit from Daniel Gilmore. He came to my
Yeah,
house last
I know
week,
Daniel. Yeah.
2 weeks
If he's
ago,
watching, hi Daniel.
and I remember telling him that wait, maybe 2 weeks before quitting, I I parked my car. I finished my job. It was around 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning, and I parked my car and I made a video, which my intention was to post it, but I said no, it's too much. I don't want too much drama. And I was just saying something like, guys, I swear I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so tired. I feel like I had enough working 14 hours a day, night shift, truck, driving lorries, Amazon, frustrated because I don't have enough time for Amazon. I just feel like I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I'm not happy. Yeah, I'm making money, but I'm not happy. Like, I feel my body was dead, like so tired. And after 2 weeks, so I watched the video before seeing Daniel, and says, "Oh, I can't believe look at this video." And this was 2 weeks before deciding to quit, and it's the best thing I've done so far. More free time, of course. I became a bit lazy. I have to say this. I was, told before, be careful if you go full time Amazon, not to become lazy. I became a lot more lazier, but it's good. It's good that now I'm going to Dubai at the end of the month. I've been to Romania. Then after Dubai, I want to go to 2, 3 more countries. So this freedom is just amazing. It's just amazing.
Absolutely. Wow, congratulations. Lots of amazing supportive comments here as well. Rosie says, wow, congratulations, Ahmed. Phil says, he's like Obi-Wan Kenobi for reprices, bringing balance to the repricing universe. Now, if you're a Star Wars fan, I'm sure you know what that means, but it sounds good. Disney fan, but not a Star Wars fan, I've got to be honest, but it sounds pretty cool. There we go. Obi-Wan Ahmed. I think that's what we can call you for sure. Oh, hi Rosie. I didn't see that. Good to see you. Good to see you. Lots of people saying congratulations. Matt actually said nice background. I realized as I'm looking, it almost looks a little bit like I'm on a green screen, but I promise, I'll push something. This is a real background. I promise. Didn't realize she sells sites. We sell anything. Someone says that they're up to buy soon as well. Oh, that's Mark. Mark's joined us. Mark Penn, the troublemaker, always causing trouble in this group, for sure. Oh, Sean says he's off to Dubai soon. Wink, wink. Raduan's joined us as well. So Cindy said, yeah, you spending your day making Amazon soup, right? Amazon seller soup. Bit of an in joke, that one. Definitely, definitely. But congratulations, seriously. I know it's a massive step, and I think sometimes people don't realize it, especially when you've got a young family, especially when you've got dependents. People are relying on you providing a certain type of not necessarily lifestyle, but when you come when you get to a certain point, with your life and your family and everything like that, you don't want to have to go backwards. That's what I'm trying to say. And as self confessed someone who is someone who came to the country and built your business and worked hard for what you had, then it must have been a scary prospect. But we've all got to be brave sometimes, right? Especially for the progression.
You have to, yes, definitely.
Yeah, when
And
you've been really brave in a lot.
when I decided to quit, actually, I decided to go to work 2 days. I even made a post.
Mm.
I said, I would just go and work 2 days. So I went, I saw my manager. I said, I need to work 2 days because of this and these reasons. Then I got back in the car. I said, "What's the point? 2 days. What's the point? No point." So I went back. I said,
You kind of, yeah, you're kind of half in, half out. And I do
yeah,
believe that at any moment in time, you have to make that leap of faith. You have to burn your boats. And when you are someone like yourself, a committed member of staff, I think I remember having the conversation with you where I said, and by the way, I'm never going to encourage anyone to leave a full time job. It has to be something. But there was a few things, Ahmed and I chat quite a lot, and there was a few things that was not adding up, in terms of, you're such a busy guy. You need to kind of, there's, I think, self-confess, you admit it, you're very transparent. There were gaps that were starting to form in the business that were probably as a result of you not being able to
exactly.
dedicate, that
Yes.
time. Now you've been able to tighten up. We all go a little bit lazy. We all like to make some soup, definitely. When we first make that, we first make that stage. For anyone that wants to know what soup is, you need to follow Ahmed. You need to follow him on TikTok and his personal thing. Yeah, you guys will love it. You'll Ahmed, yeah, Amazon seller soup. That's my favorite. You know, um, but in order to do that, you need to do that. So obviously big changes from that one. By the way, I forgot to say, oh, Kate's joined us as well. Hi, Kate. Vienne says your idol's here. So there you go. Of course. Absolutely. Vladislav's joined us as well. So welcome, guys. We are going to be talking all things repricing and revolution in the upcoming episode. So when you made that change, you made some big decisions, right, as well. You had more time to be able to focus on the areas that, were not going so well. Your business grew, but like I said, this is what tends to happen with businesses. They grow really, really quickly, but then it kind of catches up on you, right? Your growth caught up on you. There was a
Yes.
few hairy moments, and it was a bit like, right, okay, I need to give this, we're talking big figures here, so this is serious, and that fueled that decision. But then, of course, as well, one, I think we talked about quite a lot on last week's Never Mind the Buy Box, same situation from yourself. um you actually made also just a bit of a drastic decision to also leave the UK market as well, again, which I know that you were talking about, and we're not going to focus on that so much because part of the reason, but I wanted to bring it up because part of the reason why you left the UK market is everything we're going to talk about today,
Yeah.
in terms of what you've been discovering since you've had the time to be able to put in to your business. And when you do that, you notice patterns, right? When you spend time in your business, there are things that you notice. So when you had the time to delve into your business, you were seeing time and time and time and time again, you were seeing a little bit of an issue with repricing, that you were able to spot. And just before we move on to that, what I want to make absolutely clear is we're not here to bash any repricers. We're not here to bash any softwares. They're all completely relevant. It's more the strategies or rules or what type of repricing, right?
And what I might say something is wrong. I'm not telling you I know the absolute truth. I'm just giving my opinions, what I
Hmm.
believe in, and then everyone is free to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the benefit of Never Mind the Buy Box. We get to see insight into different people's opinions. So, any questions as we go along, pop them in the comments, and we'll ask them as we go along. So, you'd kind of discovered this patterns. You were using a standard repricer, popular repricer in the marketplace. But as you were growing, your margin was reducing, and which, by the way, again, that does tend to happen. But in terms of pricing strategy, you were noticing that it was across the board, because I know a lot of people talk about lowering price in order to get better sales, and they do it for strategic reasons. But unfortunately, if one seller does it, then it has a domino effect, right? And it causes all of these issues. So talk us through, first of all, as you're diving into your business, what caused what first attracted, what did you first notice? Tank, 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 Rosie said.
Yes. So regarding the UK market, yes, I left UK market. Now I'm back doing unique bundles and generic bundles. The reason I left UK market, I'm sure everyone knows. Um, Everyone is complaining. Many people on public, many people are messaging me in private. I do a lot of networking. I know everyone is complaining. I never saw actually few people who are just selling courses. They're saying, oh, UK market, you make millions. Apart of few people, everyone is complaining, and the UK market right now is crash. It's very, very challenging. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't make money. You still can make money. It's very challenging, and you will feel better when you move to different marketplaces and you see, oh, hold on, I can make 40% ROI without struggling that much. I can make 50% ROI. I'm on 50% ROI on average right now, yeah, on different marketplaces. And when you feel this different, when you see with your own eyes, you realize how bad it is right now in the UK market. And this is because of us, the sellers. So I've seen a trend. You said, Natalie, you just said that it takes only one person to make a mistake, to drop the price, and it will have a domino effect. Yes, that's correct. But we can fix this, or at least, yeah, somehow we can fix it. There are two options now. We either follow him or just follow him and do exactly what he's doing, and not willing to do anything to fix the listing, or we just follow him, but we'll try to fix the listing. And how can we do this? So I believe one of the worst strategy, and what it led to UK markets being destroyed. Um, I believe it's destroyed. But again, I might be wrong, but it's what I believe. Yeah, it's just my opinion. Is most of the people, not everyone, but most of the people are using match lowest FBA, which is a killing. It makes no sense, and I will tell you
I was gonna
why.
say I'm guilty. I am guilty. Hold my hand up. I'm guilty
I'm
of it.
guilty too. I'm guilty too. Yeah. But it's good that I realized and I changed this. So whatever I'm saying here is not something like, wow, I can't believe it. I didn't know this. It's just common sense. Everything is easy. It's just common sense. So most of the people are using match lowest FBA. But my question is, and it's happening a lot, if we have, for example, 10 sellers, and the cheapest FBA seller is selling, let's say, at 10 pounds, 11 pounds, no, 10 pounds, okay? The buy box is with a FBA seller who's selling at 15 pounds. Right now, what you're doing, you're matching the lowest FBA without matching the buy box, which is a big mistake. And the last few weeks, I've spent, I don't know, lots of hours. I've analyzed hundreds, I believe over 1,000 listings. Anyway, let's say hundreds. And after every single sell, I was checking the listing. This is what I was doing. Yeah. One sell, I
Mhm.
was checking to see what happened. And I noticed in so many listings that I was making sales at a higher price than the cheapest FBA. I only do FBA, by the way. Okay.
Mhm.
So I was making 40, I'm just giving examples. I was making sales at $15 while other FBA sellers were selling at $12. An example, the last one I remember, I made a sale at $15, exactly $15, and below me I had two sellers fighting at $12.
Mhm.
Maybe because they enrolled in small, I don't know. They were fighting at $12, and I know these two sellers. And I even told them, look, guys, why are you fighting at $12 when the buy box is with me at $15? It makes no point. Another advantage of matching the buy box if it's an FBA is, or having a smart reprice or a better repricing strategy is, let's say I was matching you at $12. The chunking is going to start from $12. If you're matching me at $15, the tanking, if it starts again, because always there will be tanking, always there will be a price war, but
Of
it'll be
course.
from a higher point. It's not gonna be from the 12. You both are fighting, are staying at $12 because you are matching each other. Cheapest FBA instead of matching the buy box if it's an FBA. Okay. And now if I'm just matching you, everyone is matching you, we'll start the price war from $12 instead of
Yeah.
$15. Um yeah, I'll take a break just in case
Yeah,
you
no,
want to
that's
say
fine.
something.
Okay, I'll catch up. Vien's already admitted it was him. He was the one at $12. He was causing the problems. It's all down to him. Sorry, for some reason the equipment has started firing off in the office. Oh, was it moving? Matt Cromie, if you're watching, why is it moving? There's some really heavy duty machinery in here. It's just starting to move. Right. Okay. If I suddenly have to go, it's because the Terminators are coming to get me and the machines have started moving. Sorry to digress. So let's just clarify that. So Ramesh says there's no strategic reason for doing one honey for a penny under and losing money. Sean said, imagine taking on debt, paying interest and selling at a loss. Absolutely. That's what so many sellers are in a position of selling at now because they're following, and we're saying, by the way, not only if this is just one compounding effect, right? This isn't going to solve everybody's problems overnight. It's definitely about, building in strategies at a higher level, that you can push margins up on, because we had this amazing period of time on COVID where margins were not an issue, price tanking was not an issue because supply was an issue, demand was much increased and supply was an issue. Then everybody, I believe, like I said last week, has come out of the back of COVID thinking that they can sell in exactly the same way. They can't. Different business now, which means evolving and adapting strategies that are considered to be the norm. We want to be able to mix things up and look at different ways. If I was selling, this is a good example, if I was selling in exactly the same way that I was 7 years ago, I'd be out of business. Got to adapt, guys. Got to evolve. Got to listen to people that are walking the walk. This is why Ahmed's here, is to be able to talk through this. Like I said, disrupt what is the norm and to be able to spread the message, because this isn't a case of, you're not trying to sell anything, Ahmed.
No.
You want the Amazon community to be able, everyone to have better margins, get rid of the price tanking. This will not get rid of the price tanking. I will say, though, there's always going to be price tanking for different reasons. But let's just go to a quick few comments. Does everyone get what we're saying so far? So just in a quick conclusion, Ahmed's talking about matching lowest FBA is now a little bit of a killer, because automatically it's not even going to take into account anyone that's in the buy box position. So you might necessarily be pushing the overall bottom line price down, and you're not even in contention of getting the buy box. So automatically you need to start repricing or basing, doing those strategies based around what's happening in the buy box, right?
I will add, just to have a clear picture of the main strategies or the main features that we should have in our repricers. Okay, so only matching the cheapest FBA is a killer. Again,
Mm-hmm.
again, if you have the buy box, not always the cheapest has the buy box. That is a myth. Okay, especially in the
Yeah.
USA market. In the USA market, that's okay. Let's say UK a bit more, but it's not always the cheapest. There are other factors, stock, location, other stuff. In every single reprice, so you should match. If you match the buy box, make sure you have the condition if it's an FBA. Because I had a chat a few days ago with a friend of mine. who's using a very good reprice, very expensive one, but with the wrong rules. So he had the following, and be careful. I've seen other people making the same mistake, chasing the buy box regardless if it's the FBM or FBA. So
Okay.
that is, you need to have a condition: chase the buy box only if it is in the FBA. Because if it's in
Hmm.
the FBA, then you're just killing everyone. You're killing your profit. Doesn't make sense. You're not competing with the FBM. You're only competing with the FBA. So be careful with that. Many people are making this mistake. Condition FBA, buy box FBA, and match the buy box. Then I'll give an example. So what happened in the UK market? Most of the people are matching lowest FBA. Most. This is what I believe. And it's just common sense. Let's say this pen, number of sellers here, matching each other, okay? One of them is dropping with 1p or whatever. Everyone is gonna match, correct? 10
Yeah.
pounds. One is
Yeah.
dropping 1p, everyone is matching. And everyone
Correct.
is matching, matching and matching. It gets to 7 pounds, for example. None of them is pushing the price up. None of them. This is the rule that most of the people are using in Amazon. So we need to push the price up. Okay, we need to push the price up. If you're not pushing the price up, then my question is, who's gonna push the price?
Yeah.
I mean, if
Someone's got
you
to
only
do it,
match to the
right?
bottom, then
Yeah. And this is interesting because you only need a few people to be able to do it, because if everyone's following everyone, then what will happen is if you've got a few people doing it, it starts the reverse of
exactly.
the price going back up. So we're not saying everybody has to have this strategy here, and we're not saying penny under is necessarily bad in terms of sorry, not penny under, matching the price is bad, but as long as you're putting this as part of your strategy. So a good point here, actually. Rosie said, but this applies to UK and US as well. I do think it is different in the USA. I agree. I think stock holding and history makes more bearing on buy box allocation in the US, just due to the geographical size of the country. The markets are very different in that respect. But Rosie's asked, in the USA, does the buy box rotate regularly between sellers?
Yes, it does. But from my experience in USA, the number of reviews has a huge effect.
Yeah,
Reviews and stock level. I think these are the most important thing. Are more important than the price itself, from my
yeah,
experience.
absolutely. And, buy box rotation, just on this, is
One
a
more
bit of a myth. Sorry.
regarding this with the buy box, I
Yeah,
just remembered, and I feel sorry I didn't take screenshots. It was late. I realized when I got in bed. It was good for now to show to the people that in USA what happened. So I was analyzing where a listing where I was selling, and it was showing me that I'm in a buy box.
yeah,
But I changed what I've done was to change the shipping address to a different location. From California, I think I changed to Brooklyn.
yeah,
I don't know where in USA. I don't know if they are far, whatever. I really don't know.
yeah. That's
And
one coast to the other. So that's west coast to east coast. You couldn't be
ah,
further apart.
okay. Guess what? I wasn't in the buy box anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Location, it plays a massive effect in the USA, more that's what I was saying. It location may plays a really big effect, more so than it does in the UK, because I can be down here in Bournemouth and I could order a package that could be in Manchester, and it could easily get here overnight, right? And I could get it next day. Whereas if you are in Brooklyn and the stock that you are holding is being held in California, well, then it makes sense for Amazon to ship it from the closest seller within, a certain circumference, around price and things like that, and reviews and things. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to take it from someone at £7 to 50 quid. It's not the parameter is not going to be that extreme, but it's got, probably in that scenario in the US, it's going to go to the closest person, location plays a big part, and stock level. Definitely. So what I wanted to say here is buy box rotation is a little bit of a myth, in terms of it does exist, but not in the way that we think it exists. Whereas you think of buy box rotation, say for instance, it's myself, Ahmed, and Rosie on a listing, you would think, great, we're all going to it's going to rotate equally between all of us. I'm going to get a sale, then Ahmed's going to get a sale, then Rosie's going to get a sale. And if we all carry on like that, it means that we all get around 33% of the sales. But it doesn't work like that, because buy box allocation as opposed to rotation is determined by probably up to about 10 different factors: price, reviews, sales history, location, amount of stock, FBA in stock rate, how well you replenish, are you overstock, all of these different elements. The biggest will always be price, shipping method, location, and stock level, and stock selling history, I personally think. But you're absolutely right. In a country as big as the USA, location, it's like, yeah, location, location, location. It does play a massive effect for sure. So
So
hopefully
they
that answers it.
to stop looking to be the cheapest all the time. And what I'm using in my business is matching. So I'm using a very intelligent repricer, very intelligent. Not all repricers on the market who are calling themselves AI are AI. Just to let you
Mhm.
know, this is my opinion. Not all of them, only few, one, two. And as I said, I've analyzed hundreds of listings. After every single sale, boof, I was checking, okay, what happened? Okay, on many listings, I was selling higher than the cheapest.
Mhm.
And many times, what I want to keep it simple. I don't want to overcomplicating, but it's very important. If you're matching, it's not a problem to match. Okay,
No.
but try to match the buy box if it's an FBA. Of course, when you have listings with buy box suppressed, just match lowest FBA. It's nothing else you can do better.
Yeah.
But try to push the price up. Don't be stuck there, because it's common sense. If you all are being stuck at the same price, cheapest. Okay, let's say cheapest. Someone is dropping. We just follow. Is follow. We just follow to the bottom. Then how do you expect the price to recover? The only time
Mhm.
the price is recovering is when all of you are out of stock and new people are jumping, or just few left who are matching, and other people with better repricing strategy which are pushing the price up. They just came on a listing, they match you, they push the price up, you follow them. It happened.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, if everyone is like you, then you'll be stuck there. You just sell for negative profit, then you just leave the market. Yeah, as you can see, big names are leaving the market, and I know the way they were selling, and they
Yeah,
just
it's that strategy. And then, like I said, Ahmed's on a one-man mission to be able to, bring profit back to the UK market in terms of this type of selling. We all know, great opportunities within the UK market. There's no doubt about it. But at this moment in time, for vanilla arbitrage, vanilla reselling, then absolutely, it needs a bit of work. It's not on its last legs. I'm not one of
no.
those. You may at some point, I don't know, you may see me doing a YouTube video at some point saying FBA is dead, but that's clickbait, guys. That's to make you click on the video. It's never going to be dead in the UK. We just need to adapt. We need to adapt our selling strategies and everything like that. So, Rimas is said, I didn't actually see the comment, but he's absolutely right. What people forget is buy box is dependent on buyer's location and fulfillment of stock in that area. Amazon won't send an item from Scotland to Paul just because the buy box was one penny under. Absolutely not. Completely agree. Mark's made some good comments, and I'll come on to that in a moment. So, just to re-clarify, top tip from Ahmed at the moment is if you are matching lowest FPA, stop what you're doing. Look to match the buy box as opposed to lowest FBA. If you are matching, match FBA only in the buy box. Do not go after FBM because it's likely you're not going to get the sale anyway. Correct?
So if you are matching, try to always, the first thing you should do is to follow the buy box with the condition to be with an FBA.
FBA
Yeah.
match the buy box. Right. Okay, cool. Because if you're matching the lowest, right, when that person doesn't get the sale, they're still going to be reducing the price down. So only all it's going to take is a couple of people to be able to come out of that. So if you are, say, for instance, you're that person fighting it out at the bottom in the buy box, when it comes to doing some checking on your repricing, seeing why things are not selling, what would you do in this scenario? If you were fighting it out in the buy box and you could see someone else is getting the buy box and you're one of those people down at the bottom, would you just remove yourself from that scenario to try and push it up in terms of increasing your minimum lowest match point price? Or would your rules not have put you in that position in the first place? So I know yours wouldn't, but if
Yeah.
somebody is someone wants to correct this, the first thing they need to do is to stop matching lowest, start matching buy box. Is
This
that
is
right?
something that you really do manually,
Yeah,
especially if you do a bit more.
absolutely.
So you should use a repricer which has the feature of matching the buy box if it's an FBA. So you will not be put in that position of being stuck the cheapest FBA and the buy box to be like 20% above you. Yeah, you're just fighting with no one.
Yeah.
To do it manually, I don't really recommend. Like, come on.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you have 5 SKUs and you're doing full-time Amazon, okay. But otherwise, no. Use a repricer, which is allowing you to have this feature. So, um,
So
matching
if
the
it
buy box.
doesn't have this feature, yeah, get rid, right? Change it
I would
over.
just use a repricer who has this feature. Yeah,
Okay,
like
cool. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Now, this is a really important point from Mark, who's a massive seller in the UK and across various different marketplaces. Now, I know that this will be said tongue in cheek from Mark's point of view, but he actually brings up a really valid point here. His business is a very high volume, fast moving consumer goods, right? And it doesn't work for everyone. His business is based on repricing. I have people asking me why I'm repricing against them. And he said, get off my ASIN. So this is really important because there are people like Mark who run these type of very, very high volume, fast turnover, repricing, competitive pricing businesses. So actually, I know Mark said that tongue in cheek. Well, actually, knowing Mark, no, he hasn't said it tongue in cheek. But what we're saying here, this should be part of your due diligence, guys. You should not be competing on these type of listings. It has to come with your due diligence. You are not going to get the buy box off of someone like Mark. Absolutely not on his listings unless you're prepared to compete on price. And, looking at his type of business, you're probably unable to compete on price, regardless of his buying power, essentially. So you need to factor this in, guys, as part of your due diligence as well. This is why understanding buy box allocation, who's getting the sales, at what price they're getting the sales, what level of stock that they're holding as well is super important. Like you said, not always lowest price wins. Make sure you'll factor this in to your due diligence. If someone has 89% of buy box holding and they have been in stock continuously for the last year, then there's a chance you're not going to get the buy box off of them. If they've got thousands of units in stock, right?
yes, but let's say you're doing a lot of volume. You are very aggressive. You want to be the cheapest. Think that others will jump on your listing and they will match you. You will drop the price, others will match you. Your
Yeah.
profits will lower, definitely. Will
Hmm.
lower definitely. So what I'm trying to say is you can still be the cheapest, but at a higher point. How?
Yes.
By pushing the price up, but having multiple snoozes, I have 7 snoozes.
Yeah.
In 24 hours, my prices goes to maximum for 30 minutes, not
Yeah.
15, 30. So I was advised after I discussed with some, big people in Amazon, 30 minutes. Why? Because other prices are very slow,
Mm-hmm.
and you give them time to see that you change the price and eventually to follow you. So 7 times in 24 hours, I stay at maximum 30 minutes. You don't have to to do it for maximum 10%, 20%. Any time you push the price up is good. And then again, you can still be the cheapest. You can still have the most of the sales, but at a higher point.
At a higher point. Absolutely. Restoring balance. Obi-Wan
Yes.
Ahmed, restoring balance to the Amazon world. Definitely for sure. So is everyone getting this so far? I just want to double check. Um, to me, it seems so simple, but so
Yeah.
groundbreaking. You know, if you have so many people adopting this, I mean, I'd need Matt to confirm we snooze. But I don't know how long we snooze for, and I don't know how many times we snooze. I know we snooze at least twice, but snoozing multiple times as well. Another key factor that's going to help with pushing that price up. If everyone's doing that, then everyone's going to be taken out of the race in terms of and ultimately what I get from this, and I monitor your posts, and it's why I wanted to get you on, obviously, Ahmed, is you're not going to see changes like from one day to the next, but what you see is you see it gradually moving, right? Because you're always going to have the people that want to stay at the bottom. You don't know why someone might be at the bottom. They might be liquidating stock, right? They might be, they might have a reason for it, of course. That they want to stay at a very low level or whatever. But the idea of this, guys, is not to make an immediate change overnight, but once those two or three sellers that have maybe caused the price, once they've gone, once they're out of the market, that the price starts to recover quicker, as opposed
Yes.
to it's staying in that position. And you only need a few people doing this. So, at the peak of this, let's say, for instance, we've had 60 odd people watching live. Say, for instance, 200 people download it on the podcast and it's watched 200 times on YouTube, or never mind the buy box. If everyone that's just on this call adopts this strategy, then there's going to be a change that's going to happen. Even if half of the people on this call adopt this strategy, is about making the changes kind of one step at a time. So, we're all here to make money. No one's here for fun. Well, I don't know. We have some fun while we're doing it, but
I'm here. I'm here.
yeah,
I'm doing Amazon only for money and freedom. Um, and um, everything I said, it works
yeah,
100%. I'm doing a lot of networking. I'm on one of the marketplaces. I'm selling. I'm on the same listings with some people, and I know we didn't discuss let's have this repricing. No, but I know what they're using, and because you can go and keep offers, you can see the price history. I mean, anyway, I did some research, and on every single listing, I'm with these people who are pushing the price up, having multiple snoozes, and using a repricer which is pushing the price up. Checking the buy box goes up. Even if it's not checking the buy box, not getting any sale, the repricing is just going up and down. Yeah. So always trying to increase the price.
mm-hmm,
These are best, the best listings, the
mm-hmm,
best listing. The more people are pushing the price up, having multiple snoozes, matching the buy box instead of cheapest FBA, those listings are the best ones, are chunking the less.
yeah,
It really works.
absolutely. Yeah, and price stability is important, little dips here, there, and everywhere. It's good to be able to this type of strategy strikes me as what the people who wait for in Q4, the people that capitalize once, all the price tankers have gone out of stock, you very rarely think about this, guys. When you see like a keeper chart after the peak of Christmas, once everyone's run out of stock, and you've got that last 5 or 6 people that have been sat there strategically waiting, they are selling, but the price is going up, right? Because they are selling as the price goes up. They are not selling as the price goes down. And that's what tends to happen. But we only normally see that when all the prices tankers have gone out of stock and everyone else that's followed the price tankers have gone out of stock. What we're saying is here, let the price tankers go out of stock and then let's stop it. Let's work its way up from there. So we don't want people, kind of following the price tankers. And what will happen is you'll get this kind of compounding effect where price recovery will occur quicker. And just to reclarify, I'm not telling anyone to fix prices or, whatever. Your pricing strategies are entirely up to you. This is not collaborative, strategic price matching or anything like that whatsoever. It's about, and I'm going to steal Ahmed's phrase here, it's about getting the price, getting the best out of your repricer and repricing strategies and not using a repricer as a discounter.
Exactly. Unfortunately, many of us are using discounters, and
Yes.
I'm not exaggerating. Many of us. So, if you're using in your repricer match lowest FBA only, that is a discounter. I'm telling you, stop calling repricer. It's not. It's a discounter.
Mm-hmm.
A repricer is moving the price up as well. A discounter is only pushing the price down. So if your reprice is only pushing the price down, that is a discounter. And I'm very confident when I'm saying this.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to convince Mark. He wants to win at all costs. So, he's not going to join the club, but that's all right. Don't worry, Mark. We'll forgive you. You can come on Never Mind the Buy Box and you can explain yourself next time you're on here. But yeah, like I said, very different strategy. So that is very much tongue in cheek. Umar says, what's worse, some people don't even define minimum prices. Absolutely. That's something that's another big issue. I just want to get onto a few questions. I'm not sure who put this. Oh, it's Umar as well. That's the great thing. That's great. That's the thing. People need to go up and down and not just diving down, going kamikaze on price. Absolutely. So that's what Ahmed's just said. It's about
Yes.
repricing. Think of the definition. Repricing is not just going down, it's up and down. It's like the stock market, right?
Yes.
Whereas a discounter is reducing the price down in value. Repricing doesn't mean that. Okay, so it's about changing the various prices. So, yeah, really great point. Matt said he had the same. This was when we were talking about location delivery. He says he had the same. He's flexing there with his Amazon account, showing off. He's had the same day delivery today. Hey Matt, I thought we spoke about that. No more ordering on Amazon. He's like an Amazon demon. So that's where he spends all of our money, buying stuff on Amazon. Useless stuff, to be honest. Uh, so Rosie said, would it be prudent to sell in multiple centers in the USA to cover bets? To be perfectly honest, if it's FBA, you get allocated. You don't get the option. The only time that you would be able to affect it is either seller fulfilled prime or if you are creating your own merchant fulfilled sales. So yeah, by the way, you can pay to pick um, which prep centers. I don't know if you've ever done that. It's really expensive. But you can pay to pick if you want certain fulfillment centers.
Mhm.
But ultimately it's Amazon determined. Uh,
Too much headache.
yeah,
Try
absolutely, absolutely.
FCs. Yeah.
Yeah, but some people will do. I forget the name of the program. If anyone knows what it is, you can pay to pick fulfillment center, and that would be a very high level selling strategy because what will happen is, and it'll probably be more kind of private label. What you find in the US market is you tend to naturally have more splitment shipment splits anyway because they want to. Sorry, not shipment splits but you tend to find once the stock lands, you get more fulfillment center transfers because it's trying to farm out your stock as much as possible. But the reason why someone would pay for that is because location domination. Definitely, it would be very beneficial to certain types of products. David says, I find most listings, especially £20 upwards, FBA versus merchant fulfill for buy box is very close. So treat them the same mostly. Used to be a big difference. Past 12 months can often struggle for buy box over MF. Absolutely. That's something that changed a couple of years ago. So what's the point in competing on the MF? You may as well just go for the buy box, right?
And it most likely happened because of the wrong repricing strategy you are using, match lowest FBA. If you look and keep our history, most likely the difference between FBM and FBA was way higher. But again, what we need to do is push the price up through multiple snoozes, which I recommend, and checking the buy box, push the price up.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Cool.
I mean, I'm talking about benefits. I'm not telling anyone to use this, but I'm telling the benefits of making. What
Yeah.
are the benefits? More profit.
Absolutely. Sorry, who is this? Let me find out. If you select, oh, it's Sean. If you select match buy box, what if the merchant sellers have the buy box and the FBA sellers tank further down? We need reprices that matches the buy box FBA only, excluding merchant sellers. That's what you're saying, right?
So basically, if the FBA are selling cheaper than the FBM, oh, that's a good question. Actually, never thought about this. I don't think I ever seen any listing like this, or I just yeah. Um,
So if you select the match buy box when the merchant seller have the buy box and the FBA sellers tank further down, we need reprices that matches buy box FBA only, excluding um, merchant sellers. Well, yeah, that would just be buy box FBA.
yeah,
That,
exactly.
that's exactly what Ahmed's saying. So yeah, that's exactly what it is. So select match buy box FBA only and exclude merchant fulfilled. Yeah.
And someone asked if all the repricers have this feature. No, not all repricers, but when you choose a repricer, look at the features. You should have this. It's a very basic one.
Absolutely. Umar says repricing is beating the heart out of Amazon business that the correct price determines profit. Sellers need to look at the purchase history, and if you are repricing down only and not up, even when you have the buy box, examine your rules and repricer. Yeah, sounds like we're preaching to the preaching to the choir here, definitely. So yeah, I think it is getting out there. I think a lot of people are, adopting these type of strategies, and it's good that people are open to talking about it now because it is such a taboo subject in the world of Amazon. Pricing, repricing. I use this repricer, I use this one, I do this one, I do it like this. We're always going to be competing, but at the same time, there's no reason why we can't compete and win together, as opposed to, no one wants the price tank with the exception of Mark, or for a specific strategic reason, to increase sales. Absolutely. We're not against that, guys. To get a percentage of buy box hold, I understand that as well. We're not saying it's right or wrong. Liquidation, if you need to sell something quickly, if you've got a cash flow issue, absolutely not. But we do that. We price tank on products that we have to get rid of. Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. We're not trying to say we don't, but what we're saying is there's no reason to follow me down because you want to make profit on this item. I don't, for a different reason, right? Oh, oh, sorry. I didn't know if you'd frozen, Ahmed. Sorry. Let's have a look. Do all repricers have the option to match a buy box? No.
Not all, but most of them. USA repricers, they are the best. Why?
Very different. Yeah.
They've been on the market for a very long time. Uh, they have more. They have more experience, and
Hmm.
if you analyze them, maybe I'm wrong, but from I analyzed loads of USA reprices. All of them had the option of pushing the price up, so they know something. Yeah, even the rule based. AI, rule based, doesn't matter. All of them has pushed the price up.
Yeah. So yeah, there's no difference between rule-based, AI, or algorithmic in this respect, as long as that overall rule and you have the option to be able to do it. So Rosie says, sounds amazing, but is there a system you can do this for you? We've done on the repricer. Like I said, it's just a case of making sure that you're matching the buy box at the FBA buy box as opposed to the lowest FBA seller, then several snoozes and snoozing for a minimum of 30 minutes. Okay, which will help periodically increase the buy box price, which is what Arman is saying here. Can you shed some light on increasing prices periodically or when you have the buy box? Well, it's the snoozes that help increase the price as well, right?
Yeah, the snoozes and how intelligent your repricer is.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different discussion. Some
If
reprice are more
yeah,
intelligent. Yeah, but um, what I'm using is, I believe, is the GOAT. This is what I believe. After analyzing manually loads of listings, but the idea is, um, take the buy box, push the price up. The more we push the price up, the more people are pushing the price up, the
mhm,
better is going to be overall. Like,
yeah,
less tanking. Even if you tank, we push the price up. Yeah, I believe that if 30% of the sellers have this strategy of pushing the price up whenever they have the buy box, or even if they don't have the buy box, the repricers are still going to, yo-yo, yeah, up and down, without chunking. The better chance is others who are the cheapest to follow us.
yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to go into specifics about this one does this or this one doesn't do that. The best thing to do is to just ask your repricer owner. If you're in contact with them, if they're a smaller repricer, great, put the suggestion in or something like that if there's an option to be able to do it. But yeah, people have choices at the end of the day. Not everyone has to do this. This is what we're saying. Not everyone has to do it. So I don't want anyone to think like just because your repricer doesn't do it that you automatically have to quit. No, that repricer, it doesn't mean that. What we're saying is as long as you are competing at that lower the buy box level. I know we've got a comment saying there it doesn't match the buy box, it doesn't mention FBA. Then maybe that's a suggestion that could be made, but still matching buy box is better probably than matching FBA lowest or merchant fulfill lowest, because the buy box, like I said, if you've only got that choice, it's better to match the buy box, right?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Oh, sorry. No, what
You
we're
just
saying is if your repricer doesn't have the option to differentiate between um, matching the buy box, but it doesn't let you pick FBA or FBM, it just matches buy box. It's better to match buy box than FBA lowest.
I wouldn't use that repricer.
Right. Okay. That's a simple answer. But like I said, that's only if you're someone that's looking to generate the be one of the adopters of this strategy. But yeah, like I said, we're
You-
not going to get into specifics of what repricer does what, and that's a whole different conversation for a whole nother day.
So if your repricer can't differentiate between FBA and FBM and you select buy box, you should stop using that
Okay.
feature or whatever. It's gonna kill. Imagine you have all FBA sellers are selling at £20, FBM selling at £12. Having the buy box, you are going to match £12. What's the point? You are just killing everyone.
Okay. Like I said, you guys come here to listen to real facts, and that's a real fact for sure. Party said I'd join late. I'll catch up. Absolutely. The catch up will be on the Nevermind the Buy Box YouTube channel. So we're going to post this probably sometime in the next 24 hours, something like that. Which repricer are you using? That's Rimas, by the way. Are you happy to say or?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yep.
using sellers.
So that's Seller Snap. Now, again, probably people that go on their website will have like a heart attack or something when they see their pricing, but it very much, again, it's part of scaling up, guys. It's part of the strategy. I wouldn't recommend, I know you might feel differently, Ahmed, but if someone's just starting out and they've got 20 SKUs, you're not going to use Seller Snap, right? You're going to use something
No.
else, manually. Ahmed, seven-figure seller, multiple marketplaces, it's common sense, guys, but you see a big difference. I don't know when you would change a repricer, but I would think to go to that level of repricer, you need to be doing a minimum of 300,000 a year turnover, probably up to about somewhere between the 300, 350, half a million, something like that, for it to have a really big effect.
So I would just want to add something. Natalie, I used SellerSnap before, and first day I was very excited. Then I realized I was destroying the listings, and I stopped.
Yeah,
Uh, we discussed this in private,
yeah,
and this is because I tried to turn SellerSnap into a rule-based repricer. I've created all kind of rules, and it was bad.
yeah,
So few weeks ago, I said, I will give a try. I have few friends who are using SalesNav. They've been using SalesNav for a very long time, and they told me use this only their AI. This is what I've done. I followed them,
hmm,
and I have an increase of. But anyway, I'm on 55% ROI, and before I
yeah,
was way low. But
yeah.
it's a very expensive one. By the way, they have a beginner program, like you can pay $250. They're helping you to scale up. But again, depending on your volume, and it's not for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. So just take that into account. Ahmed's really, Ahmed's got a group, which we'll obviously do shameful plug at the end, where you can shameful, sorry, I said that wrong, shameless plug at the end, where people will be able to get in touch with you, Ahmed, ask questions, because I know you're very passionate about this subject in terms of you're happy to ask answer people's questions if they've got more of a, specific kind of detail. But obviously, as always, be respectful of people's time. If you send Ahmed a message and he doesn't reply after 10 minutes, don't send him a bunch of question marks. It's my biggest pet peeve. Always be respectful of the person's time that you're asking for. Just a lot of people talking about snooze here, and I want to be respectful of Ahmed's time. So we're not going to go on too much longer, but just want to mop up some of these last questions. So lots of talking about snooze. So just to clarify, I love what David said. Basically, each night move to a new tank, definitely. But by snoozing, we mean the price goes up to your maximum price. You almost like remove yourself from the race for like 30 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, it's not necessarily max price. It can be 10%, 20%, 50%. Personally, I have
Okay.
max, but it can be anything. Even
Yeah.
10% is fine. As long as you push the price up, that's good.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
my personal choice to have max.
yeah, absolutely. So, Keeper shows who created the listings too. Absolutely, they do. I have 30 sellers. This must be Sean. I have 30 sellers on our winning listings, tanking ASINs, going down, going branded help keeps the seller off the listings and creating, adding unique ideas. Absolutely. Ahmed left the market, but now he's back because he's come back into the world that we create in the Hive, which is unique bundles. Not only do we do, as you know, Ahmed, we do lots of other stuff in the Hive. It's not just that, but that is again a bit like yourself. It's our kind of reseller revolution, that we
Yeah.
don't follow the same rules as everyone else, and again, everything that we do results in high margins, less frustration, and definitely an overall happier Amazon seller for the majority, for the part. But yeah, so I'm pleased to hear Ahmed's a walking, talking proof of case, left the UK, come back to the UK now, just literally started like the last 7 days with some new strategies that you've learned from the Hive. And hopefully that'll see you getting back on top in the UK, right?
Yes, hopefully, yes.
Fingers crossed. We'll keep you updated on that. We'll have you come back and talk about that another time.
Anytime.
That what's this with all prep centers closing, keeping people stock? Anyone heard about this? Thought prep centers were winning. Prep centers. Oh, prep centers, prep centers. Again, another conversation from another day. Prep centers are tough business, guys. Very low margin. You've got to know what you're doing to run a prep center. Very, very, very low margin, very hard work. Anyone that thinks people are living their best prep center lives, it is something. It's a tough gig. I'm not going to lie. I've got experience of it myself. Well, I made Matt do it, so he had the experience of it. But experience of it is it's a tough gig unless you do it in correlation with like other income income streams. So yeah, but yeah, another conversation for another day. Uh, we've also got multiple order quantity. Yeah, that will have an impact as well. But obviously that's where merchant fulfilled are going to be getting more benefit than FBA. But have that as part of your due diligence, guys. If you are seeing that the buy box is someone going to someone that has multiple order quantities continuously and you cannot compete, ask yourself the question, should I be competing on this listing? There's plenty of listings out there that you should be competing on. Is this one that you're just going to send the stock in, tank the price, and think, yeah, I shouldn't have done that? So have a think about it. Really dive deep into your competitors and what they're selling and why they're getting the buy box and who's doing what. Matt's just clarified. I don't want to come back on that. Yeah, I think we clarified that. David, I'm not going to talk about specific reprices. I think we'll do that at another stage, if that's okay, because like I said, not everybody knows all the strategies to all of the different reprices. And I think it would be unfair to say this one versus this one versus this one. I would actually say that's probably better being directed to the software owners, if that's okay, because they're the ones that know the software inside out.
And
Um,
testing. This is what I've
and
done. I've tested many
you've
repricers.
tested them all, right?
I've tested loads. The best thing, test repricers, but look at the rules. You need to know what you're looking for and test repricers.
Yeah, cool. Oh, Rimas, I'm sorry. Rimas was asking what Mark was using in terms of repricer. Mark, if you're still watching, I'd imagine it's probably one of the higher end ones, if not something custom. I would imagine for Mark's business, a very high level 8-figure seller. Let's just have a quick look. I think it's got to be Sean. Or who is it? I don't know who this is. Sorry, I don't know who's asking this question. When people see a TikTok of an item where you see 100 sellers, you will get price tanking because it's better to get the money back out of them. Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're saying. Sometimes that you need to, if an item goes in and all of a sudden it's been saturated to death, and there's 100 sellers that jump on, then you got to make your own decision whether or not you want to be part of the repricing revolution. You've got to make your decision whether or not you want to be part of pushing the price up, or whether you want to get out. And if you want to get out, fine, get rid of the stock. We're not saying there's anything wrong with that, but what we're saying is the people that are there that do want to stick around, there's a way the price can recover quicker, is if you are not matching the lowest price. That's going to hold the price down much longer. We're not saying this is going to change it overnight. We're saying it's cause and effect, and it can encourage the price to recover quicker. But we can never, ever, ever account for what other people's selling strategy is. Like I said, me and Ahmed on the same listing, he comes on, but I've already been on it for 6 months and I'm fed up. Just want to get rid of it. I want to recover my money. So therefore, I'm going to tank it. But guess what? Ahmed's not going to follow me down. He's going to let me get on with my own business. Let me, get rid of it. And by not matching me, he's matching, whoever's getting the buy box. Well, you probably match me for a bit if I've got the buy box, obviously, right? But then when I go out of stock and the next person comes in to stock that sits in that buy box position, they might be at a higher price, and it'll work up in that respect because you've got the snoozes working as well. So that's what it's about.
And the benefit of pushing the price up is, even if you're trying to penny pinch me, yeah, and I'm matching you, taking a buy box, push the price up, you are following me, you will stay below me, you will take the buy box, but again, you'll be the cheapest again, but at a higher point.
Yeah. So this isn't even about penny under. You can still penny under if you want to, but we're matchers. We're matchers, but at a higher level. That's what we're
Higher,
talking about. Yeah. If someone
because
wants to
if I
do
match
penny
you,
under,
you do penny under, you want to get rid of stock, no problem. Yeah, I
yeah.
match you again, so you're just going down. But if I'm pushing the price up, you just follow me again, you go down, but you follow me. So again, we go to a higher level and you start tanking from a higher level.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to think of a name for this, Ahmed. We have to think of a name for this strategy so people know what we're talking about.
What's
Like,
up?
yeah, luxury price. Oh, no, reverse price tanking. There we go.
Tanking, yes, yes.
There we go. Coined it. Reverse price tanking. Um, Arm Armham, sorry, said we need a price increasing repricer to sponsor this live. Brilliant stuff. Well, I'm glad you've enjoyed it. Hopefully, it's offers some good value. There we go. Matt's coming with the acronym RPT. No, that's too similar to GBT and whatnot. I struggle to say those for sure. Um, yeah, I do. I do. I struggle to say that. It's like a speech impediment. Get all the letters wrong. Johnny says it's a dangerous game in the UK with minimum order quantities. Again, definitely a different conversation for a different game, but absolutely make sure you are looking as to why the sellers that you're going to be competing with are getting the buy box. That's the most important element here. Again, it's got to be Sean. I can always tell it's Sean. Sean, please fill out the the StreamYard thing but actually I don't think Sean needs to because I always know it's Sean anyway. Which gives me which gives me a name. Also fees are going up for FBA stock, anything over 6 months. Yes, that's absolutely correct. So Amazon wants everything sold in 6 months. Do you know in the US it's automatic removal now after 6 months. So if you are holding something for longer than 6 months, it's like, nah, we don't want it. They'll automatically remove it for you in the US now. So you have to be more aware of, your stock up to 6 months. But again, it's all going to be a thing of the past, guys. Be stocked is coming. It's getting ever closer. It's going to change the game. It's going to be a very unique piece of software that is going to manage all of your stock issues and replenishable issues. So, you've got to be really nice to us, and we'll give you a shot on B stock for sure. It's going to be the thing to talk about. Thanks, Cindy. Really appreciate it. If anyone does want their name to show and forever be immortal with their name on the Nevermind the Buy Box YouTube channel, please fill out the link that Cindy has put up here, and it will show your name and picture if you want to be immortalized, like I said, on the never mind the buy box. Oh, we love a good beast. We love a good bee pun, definitely. Rosie, be in it to win it, definitely. When we started the hive, I don't know if you remember, Ahmed, it was the first couple of live sessions we did, it was just pun after pun. There are so many B puns, it's unbelievable. You can just literally keep going forever. So there's always some B puns there. So I think, gosh, that was a lot of questions, guys. Thank you so much for contributing, everyone. We hope we have gone through it as much and broken it down. I want to give a big, massive thanks to Ahmed for coming on, because like I said, sometimes when you come out with something that goes against the norm, you can kind of get talked down about it. People can be like, nah, you can be dismissed. So I appreciate the fact that you've come on and you've spoken against what is the norm. I certainly, like I said, hand up, I was guilty. And it's definitely something that we're adopting into our processes and our strategies as well. So you can never be too experienced to learn. So definitely don't fall for that one. There we go. Brilliant. Thanks, Cindy. I was going to say, if you do want to get in contact with Ahmed, shameless plug time. If you want to find out what Ahmed's Amazon seller soup is, you can grab him there at TikTok, and also his Facebook group as well, which is, what's the name of it again?
Arbitrage wholesale something I forgot. Sorry.
Don't worry, we will make sure.
It's something
I know
to,
we
yeah.
love.
Amazon FBA arbitrage and wholesale, something very simple. Yeah. By the
Yeah,
way, all my
don't.
stories, not on TikTok. My soups. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta know, guys. You gotta know. If you know, definitely. So we'll put the links up when the video goes live. So we'll put Ahmed's handles up there. So if you want to get in contact with him, if you want to support him, if you want to find out what soup is, then yeah, make sure you follow him either on TikTok. I feel like you're everywhere. You're everywhere on social media.
Yes. I had 4 TikTok accounts banned, but yeah,
Yeah.
bigger ones.
Well, like I
Fine.
said, now you've got the extra time to be able to develop that towards social media. And like I said, Ahmed does it's not just, he's come on specifically to talk about repricing in this case, but we've had Ahmed on previously. We've talked about some other stuff, so maybe we'll link that video as well so you guys can have a look. So Ahmed, thank you so much. It's been so insightful. Everyone's agreed, great session. Really, really appreciate it. Like I said, it takes a lot. And we always appreciate people when they come on and not only talk about something different, but spend their time with us to be able to, spread the good word when it comes to increasing margins and making money on Amazon. So that's definitely the way to go. So if you are and you do want to be part of the repricing revolution when it comes on Amazon, make sure you take the gold nuggets from this video, you adopt it into your business and feed back the results. Let us know. That's important. Feel free to tag Ahmed in the group. Let him know your results, because the bigger sampling of data we have on this, absolutely, it's going to be, it's going to give us more insight into improving the strategies if they work. So thank you, Ahmed. So thankful for
Thank
having you on here. And
and
you'll come
thanks
back
every
again, right?
anytime. Anytime.
Anytime. And bring your friends, Peter Rabbit and Peppa Pig, as well. Okay, guys. Yes, thank you so much for joining. It's been a fantastic session. I'm going to see you next week. If you are watching via YouTube and on the replay, please make sure that you drop a comment. Let us know what type of repricing strategies that you are currently doing. And if you're going to be adopting some of these changes, it'll be really helpful for us to find out. And make sure you do the usual, give us a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, because we're not going to be going live on YouTube anymore. You're only going to get the notifications when the video is posted. So hitting that notification bell when the new videos gets released is going to be super duper important. Smash that bell to subscribe. Absolutely. That's what one of my kids would say. Definitely, for sure. So thanks once again, Ahmed. Thanks for everyone watching. I'm back with Matt next week, where we'll be talking all things Amazon. So we will see you then, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.